So in a previous video, I referenced this knife, um, compare it to the Kershaw Link. And if you want to check out the Kershaw Link, link for it to be, I don't know, somewhere. I haven't really learned all the editing tricks yet, so I could have just been holding nothing, just blocking the shot with my big ugly hands. Whatever. I'll learn eventually. But anyway, onto the Kershaw Shuffle. So this is kind of a multi-tool for just EDC. You know, it's just kind of like a real casual kind of knife when it's in the shot. It's got a screwdriver on the end that you can put a lanyard hole through, or a lanyard through. You cannot put a lanyard hole in this lanyard hole. You can put a lanyard through it, which I did, because I don't really need the screwdriver or the pry bar or whatever you want to use this for. I guess you could use it as both. I don't really need it. I carry a multi-tool, so I just went ahead and put a lanyard through it. So you know, it's good to have options. I don't see anything wrong with it. I just would prefer a lanyard. I oftentimes will pull my knives out by the lanyard. That may be an unpopular thing to do in the knife community, but I don't really care. It's got a bottle opener on it, so I have been known to take this to parties before. I believe I actually stabbed through an aluminum can with this knife. I don't know why. I don't know what would possess me to stab through an aluminum can with this, but you can. If you need to, you can. You can stab through cans with this knife if you don't feel like using the bottle opener. Got the classic, what just happened? Alright, there we go. That took a couple of tries. I'm going to call that user error because it never does that. What I love about these Kershaw Stonewashes is it doesn't show wear because it just looks like it's part of the finish. I do like to see a little something different in the Kershaw line. You know, they tend to kind of run the stonewash into the ground a little bit. They do it on like all other knives. I don't think I've ever seen a Kershaw knife that you can't get a stonewash in. I'm sure they're out there. I just don't think I've seen it. But yeah, you know, not a bad knife. It was like $15 or something like that. You know, the scales, they feel a little cheap. They look a little cheap. I haven't had a problem with them, but I don't feel like they would resist a whole bunch of force. I just feel like they're a little cheap. The clip, pretty nice. You know, I don't think it's gonna fall out of your pocket for what it's made for. But the main thing about this knife that I have always, it may just be this one. It may just be this one that was like, I don't know, a production error maybe. I don't know if you can call it an error. What? Just watch. So for most knives that I have anyway, it really is just the flick of a wrist that'll open them. I mean, a purposeful flick, but a flick nonetheless. Easy open, right? With the exception of like a lockback. This, I don't know if you can tell how much effort I'm putting into that flick with my thumb there. You really almost cut myself. My hands are so calloused at this point that I just don't. I don't remember the last time I cut myself. But you have to put a fair amount of force into this knife, and then it really like flicks open. I don't know, and I honestly have mixed feelings about it because I kind of like that it's not going to flop open. That's one thing about my Benchmade. If you disengage the axis lock while it's closed, it'll open. Which, I mean, it's the axis lock is probably not going to get disengaged on accident. But this is certainly not opening on accident. You're not going to cut yourself with it because, I mean, let's be honest here. Kershaw knives, they're sharp. They're sharp. They're good and they're pretty good out of the box, but they're not like Benchmade sharp. I'm not saying that you can go around cutting, you know, rubbing it on your skin or anything. You will still cut yourself, but you're not going to cut yourself on this knife. It is ambidextrous. I almost had a stroke just saying that. I'm just not good with big words. I really just wanted to pick up this knife, so I settled for teal blue. It's nice. I just don't want it on my knives, you know? It kind of works for this one. If I had the choice between, you know, teal blue for my Benchmade or black, I'd choose black. It's just not that teal blue is just not something that it just doesn't really go with what I wear, what I carry. It really kind of sticks out a little bit. Kind of matches my jeans. Let's see if you can get that in the shot. I'm really just sitting on the floor right now, in case you were wondering. It's really a professional setup. Let's see. You can't really see the numbers on the scale. I don't think. I don't think you can in the camera. If you can, whatever. About 80 grams. Not bad. Compared to the mini grip. 75. About 75 grams for the mini grip. Very kind of similarly sized knives. At least when they're closed. Kind of similar, I guess. From the pry bar screwdriver or whatever it is. The little flat thing, we'll call it. To the top of the hilt when it's closed. It's about the same size. Let's flick that open. Now, I will say the blade on the Benchmade is a fair amount longer. But, you know, they can be carried pretty appropriately in the same situations. Anyway, those are... Let's try again, but let's actually say a sentence this time. That's my take on the Kershaw Shuffle. I want to pick up a Shuffle 2. I'm getting rid of this. I'm giving it away. I won't be buying another one just because I don't see the point in buying another one when I'm going to probably get a Kershaw Shuffle 2 anyway. I wouldn't buy another one even if I wasn't. But that doesn't reflect the knife. It's still you know, a good knife for what it's made for. It's not made for batoning or, you know, what have you. Anyway, thanks for watching, fellas. Have a good one. Peace.